In this video, we're going to discuss logic gates. Logic gates, as mentioned in the previous video, are an arrangement of one or more semiconductor transistors used as switches. To be clear, a certain semiconductor transistor has three prongs, where there are two electrodes and a control prong which receives the input electric signal. Namely, there are three primary types of logic gates, namely AND, OR, and NOT. An AND logic gate receives two inputs and produces one output. It outputs true if both inputs are true. Any other configuration outputs false. An AND logic gate is only a circuit of two transistor switches connected in series. If either of the two switches fail to conduct, then the current does not make it to the output. Here is the truth table for an AND operator. An OR logic gate receives two inputs and produces one output. It outputs true if any input is or are true. A configuration where both inputs are false will produce an output of false. An OR logic gate is only a circuit of two transistor switches connected in parallel. If you will notice, there are two paths that current can flow towards the output. If either of the switches fail to conduct, there is still the second path available. Here is the truth table for an AND operator. A NOT logic gate receives one input and produces one output. If the input is true, the output is false, while if the input is false, the output is true. A NOT logic gate is only a circuit where there is initially a direct path towards the output from the higher voltage electrode. But when the transistor switch starts conducting, it opens a path towards the ground. Since the path from the source to ground have a higher potential difference than the path from source to output, all current flows on this path, thus cutting off all current directed to the output. Here is the truth table for the NOT operator. Using these primary logic gates as building blocks, one can produce other types of logic gates. An example, the XOR logic gate. An XOR logic gate receives two inputs and produces one output. It produces true if and only if there is only one input that receives the signal. Otherwise, if outputs false. Here's the truth table for XOR operator. Just with the knowledge of these four logic gates, one can build components called half adders, which basically adds two inputs in binary. Thank you for listening.